For several months, our 11 Investigates team has been looking into the 1980 murder of Sister Margaret Ann Paul. Father Gerald Robinson was convicted of the crime in 2006, but there are still lots and lots of questions. Part of a new documentary. Her name was Sister Margaret Ann is the name of it. Lead investigator Brian Duggar is here to talk about this. Happened in April of 1980, such a long time ago, and the murder was solved, or wasn't it? What makes you have attention on this case?
Yeah, so he was convicted in 2006, and some people on social media have said, well, why are you even bringing this up? So it was such a monumental case in Toledo. You know, I can't think of a
priest
bigger
allegedly
case.
murders a nun.
Yeah, and that's the only one that we've been able to find that's ever happened in the United States. We think there may have been one in Italy, but as far as the United States, that's it.
Yeah.
So this was such a big case. And I think what's really interesting, not only the fact that a priest was convicted, but there were a lot of allegations. A lot of people who have said that the church kind of interfered in the investigation. So we really kind of looked into that a little bit.
And that was well before the sex scandals with the Catholic Church all came out. So in a time, they had usually been able to kind of control the narrative.
Yeah, and that's actually really interesting that you say that, because when we had talked to Dean Mandros, who is the lead investigator or the lead prosecutor on that case, he said, you know, if we would have indicted him back in 1980, this is Father Robinson, we probably wouldn't have been able to find a jury that would have convicted a priest at that time. I mean, I talked to multiple people who said you just simply could not arrest a priest back then. So that was a pretty big deal.
So who all did you talk to for the project, and what kind of records did you use to get more information?
Yeah, so we're really fortunate that we did talk to a lot of people who are involved in the case. When you think about Dean Mandros, he's Judge Dean Mandros now, but he was a lead prosecutor in that. Julia Bates, she had been elected for the first time in 1996, so she was a prosecutor there. And this all kind of kicked off with her cold case unit, which actually reopened this investigation. You know, Sister Margaret Ann, she had a fairly large family, but many of them are gone. But we were able to talk to her nephew, Lee, who's been very involved in the case, and David Yonke, of course, the retired Blade religion editor who wrote a book about this case. I mean, he had just an encyclopedic knowledge about everything. So,
do you or did the case have any real motives for why this happened?
Yeah, that's interesting, because she was stabbed 31 times. She was strangled, they believe, to the point of unconsciousness. And then she was stabbed 31 times. And when something like that happens, stabbing a person is deeply personal. So you usually don't have a stranger that does that. And when it happens 31 times, that is called a rage killing. And so that's also kind of pointed to someone that she knew who was very angry at her. And what we do know, there was a witness that told investigators that after the Good Friday services, that service had been cut short. And Sister Margaret Ann was very angry that the priest had done that. And she said something to the effect, why would you take from God what is his? And she was crying, she was shaking. You know, this nun who's been involved in the church for 53 years. She was a very, a hard nun. She wanted things done the right way. So the theory, the working theory of prosecutors was, she confronted Father Robinson and said, why did this happen? And, Father Robinson probably wasn't happy about being a priest at a hospital, because that was not a good position for a priest, and he just didn't handle it well.
We have less than a minute to go here, but we have the first pieces coming up at 6 o'clock. What are we going to see there?
Yeah, so at 6 o'clock, we're gonna look at the murder. We're going to look at the first hint that maybe the church interfered in this case. So that's what we're going to see today. And we're going to talk about this all week long. And of course, we have the documentary.
Looking forward to it. Yeah, you can watch the 45-minute conversation investigation. Her name was Sister Margaret Ann, streaming now on WTOL 11+. Scan the QR code on your screen and download to your TV and stream for free. Brian, thank you so much.
Sure.